Can you spot the lie? Welcome to Fact or Fake. We've got 18 mind-blowing statements that will challenge everything you know about the Wild West. Let's begin. The iconic cowboy hat was the standard headwear for all cowboys in the early days of the Old West. Fake. Bowler hats and other styles were more common than the later iconic Stetson. A typical cowboy in the Old West spent his salary on a new handgun almost every month. Fake. Revolvers were expensive and often unreliable. Most cowboys used rifles or did not carry sidearms daily. The infamous quick-draw gun duels at high noon in the middle of the street were a common occurrence in frontier towns. Fake. Gunfights were rare, chaotic events, not formal duels as portrayed in movies. Many frontier towns had strict gun control laws requiring visitors to check their firearms with the town sheriff. Fact. Towns like Dodge City and Tombstone banned carrying weapons in town limits to maintain order. Around a quarter of all cowboys in the American West were African American. Fact. After the Civil War, many freedmen found work as cowhands due to their existing skills. The infamous outlaw Billy the Kid was definitively left-handed, a fact confirmed by a famous tintype photograph. Fake. The original tintype photo was a reverse image. The position of his rifle's loading gate proves he was right-handed. It took Pony Express riders weeks to deliver mail across the country, making it only slightly faster than a stagecoach. Fake. The Pony Express could deliver mail in about 10 days, much faster than the 3 weeks by stagecoach. The U.S. Army once imported a large number of camels to use as transport animals in the American Southwest. Fact. The U.S. Camel Corps experiment began in 1856, but the Civil War ended it. The American Civil War did not extend its conflict as far west as territories like New Mexico. Fake. A significant Civil War skirmish, the Battle of Glorieta Pass, occurred in New Mexico. The average cowboy's life was glamorous and involved frequenting saloons and getting into brawls. Fake. Cowboy life was mostly grueling, low-paying, 14-hour days of labor on the ranch. The California Gold Rush of 1849 was the first major gold rush in U.S. history. Fake. North Carolina and Georgia both had earlier gold rushes in 1799 and 1828. Outlaws frequently robbed banks in the Wild West, a common occurrence that terrorized frontier communities. Fake. Bank robberies were surprisingly rare, with fewer than 10 confirmed robberies in the frontier states between 1859 and 1900. Law enforcement in the Old West, like Deputy U.S. Marshal Bass Reeves, arrested only a few dozen criminals in their careers. Fake. Bass Reeves, one of the first black Deputy U.S. Marshals, arrested over 3,000 criminals. Buffalo Bill Cody's Wild West show was a minor attraction, mostly touring only around the U.S. Fake. The show made Buffalo Bill a global superstar and even toured successfully in Europe. Most Native American encounters with pioneer wagon trains involved trading goods or peaceful coexistence, not constant attacks. Fact. While conflicts existed, most encounters were neutral or involved trade for survival. The body of a failed outlaw named Elmer McCurdy was used as a traveling carnival and funhouse attraction for over 60 years. Fact. His unclaimed, embalmed body became a sideshow curiosity until it was discovered in 1976. The famous gunfight at the OK Corral in Tombstone was a rare exception to the rules of the West, not the norm. Fact: it was one of the most famous and documented shootouts, but the constant gun violence seen in films was exaggerated. Western-era saloon doors were made incomplete with large gaps at the top and bottom to make it harder for patrons to see inside. Fake: the doors were deliberately incomplete to allow passerbys to see inside and avoid obscuring the view of the street. How many did you get right? Comment your score below. Subscribe and hit the bell for more fact or fake challenges every day.